It's Kelly and Company on a Friday, swinging open the gateway to your weekend. On today's show, Artist Corner returns to Kelly and Company. Wow, that's something I haven't said in a very, very long time. An institution on the program, so please do stick around. Today we speak with multidisciplinary artist Rachel Harding, who's sharing her first self-produced music track. It's a lush, chill summer anthem, and she's debuting it for the first time right here on our show. What a thrill. A lot of entertainment ahead.
This is Kelly and Company.
Kelly MacDonald here to take you through the next little while before Parasport Nation. If you're checking things out on AMI Audio, both shows available on YouTube and, of course, as a podcast and airing multiple times on AMI Audio. Brock Richardson joining me, co-hosting on the show. Brock, good day to you. Welcome back. Glad to have you here, and we've got a lot ahead, so let's kick it off.
Glad to be here. They come in peace, offering help and asking for help. However, it's not as it seems. This week, Michael Fair tells us about a Big Finish adaptation of the TV miniseries V. Mike, welcome to the program. Let's start by asking you, did you follow this from the original TV series when it first came out?
Basically, I was very young, and I don't remember the miniseries. I think our family started watching it when the extended series started. So from '84 onwards, the actual miniseries was first done in '83. But I still remember from those episodes. I have a lot of stuff that sticks in my head about various points and different interactions between the aliens and the humans and things, and just some of the characters are so memorable that all these years later I can still remember. They still pop up in my mind. So I was just delighted when I found that this series was that Big Finish was going to just do a modern adaptation of it and had gotten the original author of the original miniseries involved, and I just instantly went, yes, we're doing this, pounce. Right.
My mother was a huge fan when it came out. This was something I heard about, she looked forward to. I saw all of the previous, I feel like it was on NBC, but I might be wrong when it aired. I can't quite remember, but that was in my heyday of being into this stuff, and I'm probably wrong with that, but maybe not. Mike, back then, if my mother were with us today, she would have looked for what the show was. I can't remember where it took place. I know I think all over Earth, but obviously I'm not sure where its core was, if it was England, so you can fill that in for us. But today's, she would find a very different show, even though the same, especially involving the original writer.
Yeah, the original show was very U.S. based, and
yes, that's what I thought.
That was really the center of it. So you saw a lot of the American resistance characters, and then that was really the focus. Is what is, like, you'd hear bits and pieces about the resistance from other places in the world through these journalist reports at the beginning of the episodes, but it would be mainly what was happening in the U.S. and the aliens, what steps they were taking to win over the population, and what the resistance was doing to try and alert people to the dangers. And so it's really a political thing. It's about fascism. It's about the creeping, villains don't always arrive with guns blazing, ready to just incinerate, take us all over. Sometimes they come and it looks friendly. Right, and that's what they're showing. Yeah. And so it was very memorable. And of course, this series they've changed it to the UK. It's and they brought it right up to date. So modern technology, smartphones, tablets, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I would imagine almost budget-wise, it makes more sense to do that. And it kind of takes that opposite way of War of the Worlds, which was, of course, U.S. based back in the late 30s, invasion. In a more violent way, you got the show taking it to a different level. But I love the UK thing, because we also, with War of the Worlds, had adaptations from the UK that would follow the Jeff Wayne version in 1976, for example. This is really that kind of on the heels of take it a different way. And then in the 80s, this way, using the journalists and just the whole focus, Mike, that was the way that people brought stories to us, that firsthand experience and observations.
hmm You know, and this is really mirroring like today's situation as well. It's painfully relevant almost when you see the, you know, the response to, you know, some people collaborate with the, you know, the aliens, and some of them resist. The scientists, the aliens go after science, try to make scientists out to be villains, and so they are the key. They start the resistance because they're being attacked directly in some cases,
City.
and
I'm
so
here.
it's really kind of neat. Just some of the, you know, the relevance of today that this has. You really feel that, and the colonialism, the thoughts of the people involved. Some of the family members have been, you know, from South Africa and come to Britain, and now they're feeling, you know, they're really, it kind of looks at it through that lens. You get the sense of, okay, now that these superior aliens that are advanced in pretty much every technology way over us, it really emphasizes that. You really get the sense of the suspense, the tense. They open it with such tension, right? As you see all these people reacting to these ships appearing in the sky.
Yeah, it's kind of gets a little uncomfortable when you can relate it to real world life stuff, but it sounds like it's well done. What about actors, sound and music? Where you want to kind of tell us a little bit more
Yeah,
about
well,
any of that?
in both cases, we've got really well chosen actors. The two leads, Jack Myers and Jamie D, really excellent choices for Michael Donovan, this journalist, this brave sort of documentary person who goes around and takes insane risks to get the story. You got Jamie D as the head villain of the aliens, and whoa, she does a great job at that. Just from top to bottom, you've got really good performances, and of course, sound and music. They do a really good job of this. You know, it's a bit. This is a more of a drama. It's not as much of an action thing, so it's not like blockbuster sound effects and stuff. It's more. It's all about building the atmosphere, the tension. The sound never gets in the way of the dialogue, the drama, the characters. That's what the focus is really on. But the sound is there every step of the way. They don't cut corners. They do a really good job of that, and you hear it in stereo, in surround. Like they know how to move sound around really well. So top performance in both areas of this. Music is kind of there, but it's used to sort of set the mood. Like it's like almost movie like in its treatment. Like it appears when the scene switches, when there's like a time jump, so it kind of cues you into that. And again, very well implemented.
Any idea, Mike, why it's set in the UK?
Well, the Big Finish is a UK company, and they
Okay.
really wanted to update it that. And they actually have the American writer. It was originally, of course, an American writer who did the series, and he really liked that. You know, it was focused more on the characters. The TV series kind of went off into like an alien soap opera a bit more. This is really
Mm-hmm.
about the resistance, the characters in it, and the moral choices they have to make that grow increasingly dire, just like they did in like the Third Reich when in the 40s, when you know, World War II was happening and Europe was invaded. Same kind of thing, like the choices you make, the family divisions, the, you know, the characters on each side kind of arguing out like, should we, shouldn't we go along with this? Is there some other agenda happening? All of that kind of stuff, and just
Okay.
really, really well done.
Good stuff.
Strictly, what would you rate this? Say put a number on it.
Oh, easily a 10 out of 10. This is just, I can't find fault in this thing. I've heard it twice, and nothing, there's not a missed moment. Like they've really polished this thing. And of course, there's a second part coming in August. That if they follow form, it should, in theory, mirror the miniseries and kind of give us the conclusion to that initial arc before the series starts. The actual TV, the more extended series, goes beyond, and they've chosen actors with the thinking that if this is popular enough, they're going to, you know, give it a green light and go farther, which I hope they do. This has just been not only nostalgic but just such a neat update to a series that, you know, I still have memories. I'm 50 now, and I would have heard this back when I was maybe 9, 10, very young. and some of it still sticks in the head all these years later.
Very cool, Mike. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
You can purchase V from UK Visitation at bigfinish.com for $42.52 Canadian. The drama does contain adult themes and material, so be aware of that. And Michael is a regular contributor to this program with audio and entertainment.
The Festival of Live Digital Arts, FOLDA, is hosting 2 shows online, ladies and gentlemen. This is on Zoom. This is for 2 very interesting theater stories, one tonight and one on tomorrow. Both pieces are rooted in descriptive storytelling with space-based sound and design that provide a sensorial journey for listeners. The shows are free to join, with donations accepted for those who can. For your Zoom link to join the shows, call 1-800-613 1992. Descriptions of the shows here, what we've got for you. Windrush by Marshall Stewart. This is tonight at 7:30 p.m. An intricate place-based sound designed underscoring one man's spoken word, hip-hop, Caribbean-infused music and storytelling will be what you get from this. This is being streamed right from Kingston, folks. Remixed by Trophy Collective, and this is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The show features a customized collection of stories collected by the artist Sarah Kahn. This is from interviews over a 4-year period. Again, for your Zoom link, give a call to 1-800-613-1992 if you want to take either of those shows in today or tomorrow. We got to also a note as we're wrapping up the show on the 27th of June. We're getting all sorts of feedback from people involved with the show. This is from Mark Rankin, our O&M speaker that comes on and tells us he's our contributor. He's thinking about the first time he was on air with us. Probably a decade ago. I know it just seems like that. That's sometimes the pain of the show, I know. He came on to have a discussion about guide dogs, and he says, I think I had 45 minutes of material for 8 minutes of time. He tried furiously to spit out all the facts he had prepared and felt awkward and frustrated at the end. Since being a more regular contributor to Kelly and Ramya, of course, Kelly and Company, he has finally understood that there's a flow to all the conversations, and that Kelly, Ramya, the host, Nisreen, whoever it might be, controls that. He has looked forward to our monthly conversations, not to spit our facts, but just to see where the words would take us. And it's been beautiful, Mark, because we've had so many great conversations that have taken us back to times and to think and our experience of life. Speaking of experiences of life, we have students such as Brock Richardson at one time, who's grown into a familiar voice with AMI audio. Where did that come from? His interest, his love for the broadcast industry, of course, but also his education. And what we have to kind of underscore that is words from Melanie Taddeo, who runs the Connect for Life course that we know and love, and of course V4 Radio. So Melanie had some words for us.
Hi everyone, Melanie Taddeo here. I just wanted to share my thoughts and reflections on Kelly and Company. My goodness, where has the time gone? I remember when the show was just an idea. I had the honor and privilege of being one of the first contributors, talking about employment for individuals with different disabilities. It was a great honor to not only get to know Kelly and Ramya and everybody involved on the show, but then, of course, to be a guest in regards to Connect for Life and building a relationship with the entire team. When we had Kelly and Company's team become part of an Accessible Voice in Broadcasting as guest speakers, sharing their experiences, talents, and abilities, and even the opportunity for some of our graduates to come and job shadow with the team. Everybody's been so kind and welcoming to all of our clients to really show them their professionalism, but most importantly, to become part of the Kelly and Company family has been such an honor and privilege. You guys have done so much over the last 8 years, and it has just been amazing to see each of you grow in your own way and see the show take on different shapes and sizes, the different contributors, and all the different guests you've had. You should be so very proud of yourselves. It's going to be hard for change, but hopefully the new opportunities will open up many different challenges and successes for all of you, and we will be following you greatly. Thank you for all you've done for us, the listeners, and for us, the community. We truly appreciate you here at Connect for Life and Voices for Ability, and wish you all the best.
Melanie Taddeo, the founder of Connect for Life. Boy, what words, Brock, make you feel so good. You have firsthand experience. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I do. I owe my career beginnings to Melanie for sure, and she introduced me very quickly to AMI. I had many meetings with Andy, and getting the neutral zone going, and then being a contributor to Kelly and Company. I started as a roundtable guest, and I remember we drove together, Melanie and I, because we had transportation, and she said they're just blown away by what you contributed, and really the rest from there was history. And without Melanie's beginnings, and then the belief that I've had through all of you guys, yourself, Ramia, Matt, everybody involved, they've all had belief, and my confidence has grown, and all of that. But it all stems back to what Melanie has given me from the very beginning.
It's beautiful when you think of students coming on like yourself, but also students who just came on and prepared a segment for us to give them an opportunity to be on air, to produce and do some of the things in a way that we could do. And so many of the others that have been involved at AMI have gone there, spoke to the class, will go there and speak to their current class. It's a real tremendous field to be a part of. And fedoras off to them for running the courses, making broadcasting accessible for so many of us out there who would like to be a part of the industry, and kind of bridging it and making it so possible. Thanks, Brock. Brock, thank you for being with us on the show today. We'll have you back here in a couple of weeks, man.
Yes, indeed.
Brock Richardson joining us. We have Artist Corner now returning to the program. We did this on Fridays. We'd welcome an artist in, we'd interview, and they'd do a little performance for us. It was that way to end the week. So let's do that. Let's go back in time as we have an opportunity to relive Artist Corner today with Rachel Harding.
We are thrilled to bring back Artist Corner, our Friday spotlight for original voices in music and the arts, and we couldn't be more excited to relaunch with an artist who embodies what it means to create across the boundaries of genre and medium. Rachel Harding is a multidisciplinary artist based at the National Access Arts Center, from visual arts that's shown as far away as Mexico to her work in opera, choir, dance, and now music production. Rachel has been building something remarkable, and today she's debuting her first self-produced single right here with us.
All right.
Rachel, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. I'm really excited.
So, Rachel, I heard that the roots of this song go back to an airplane ride. Can you tell us how Sunrise Willow started as a way to distract yourself from flying anxiety, but went on to become this full layered track of yours?
So yes, this started out on an airplane ride. I was on my way to a wedding in Texas, and I just opened my laptop, booted up GarageBand, and just began to build loops upon loops upon loops until it got to a point where I was so into it that I completely forgot I was scared. And when I came back, I brought it with me over to NAC, and SJ helped me change some things and edit it to make it the way it is now.
That's great. And that's really when you're layering, when you're saying, yeah, I like or I don't like. This is Sunrise Willow. Let's take a listen. the birds. I love the
Wow.
singing, the honesty in that song.
You know, it's a perfect timing because, you know, we're just getting into the hot weather. You feel the warmth, and I feel like that just matches the ambiance right now. Like the birds in the background, just how it started, it felt so soothing, so relaxing. Like I could listen to this and just chill on and lay on the grass and take a listen.
And you sound
So
like you
beautiful.
enjoy it too, performing it.
Yeah,
Rachel.
I did. I really did. It was a lot of fun. And
Great.
I've been singing my whole life since I was younger.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love that.
I think it's just beautiful when you put yourself out there, and when people hear. And I've done enough theater stuff and had some people who did theater who had never tried it before, Rachel. And one of the things that was the most thrilling to watch was afterward when their family members and friends met them in the lobby, and and dad or mom was in tears because they'd never ever thought of their child, their sibling, whatever it may be, of her on stage, and it would be so powerful. So I'm looking forward to that for you. It'll be wonderful. With it being your first self-produced track, however, I'm kind of curious what you learned through the NAC practicum that helped you bring this vision of yours to life.
Well, I've learned that it's definitely okay to make mistakes in music and in art. And that's part of the process. I've learned that it's okay to do multiple takes of things. I've learned how to help other people record using a microphone, which I've never done before. So that is a very useful skill. I've also learned how to edit music, like how to make the intros go from soft to loud and to the end from loud to soft with the use of different techniques. It definitely improved my abilities to use the technology that's available to me. Also assured me that I got what it takes to write music and also to share what I've learned with others as well. It also definitely helped with hearing certain sounds that are in the backgrounds of music more. I've always been interested in music all my life. I've been always singing since I was young. So the practicum has really helped with learning those skills a lot more and fine-tuning the ones that I already have.
We've been talking a lot lately on the show about how being visible and vulnerable can be uncomfortable, but can lead to a lot of growth. What's helped you share more of yourself in your work, especially during tough moments or creative blocks like we all have?
One big thing is the support of my family and my friends and the instructors at NAC. That really helped as well. I mean, yes, that really helped. It helped me to understand that I got what it takes. I can do this. Even if I need to step away for a few minutes, I know I can do this when I come back with a fresh mind and a new perspective on what I'm doing.
It's like a discovered superpower that I can do this. I know that, and that confidence in yourself, Rachel. You've talked about how facing your fears and reframing them can help you stay really positive and open. Could you share a little bit more about what helped you push through that nervousness and step into the spotlight? Like, I mean, is these skills that you've been developing at NAC?
I remember having a music session with Lisa Jacobs, and who is a bass guitarist. And I was invited to go over to her music studio and just hang out and play my guitar with her. And SJ came as well, where I could just have fun and we could wing it on the fly. make it up as we go along. I've never done that before. And this happened due to a music panel that I was on National Women's Day. A little bit nervous about it. Sometimes public speaking can be challenging for me. Because at the start, I wasn't used to all of the eyes on me. Sometimes it gets so quiet that no one says a word. However, it was a very empowering experience for everybody there, including myself and my mom as well. One of the main reasons why I did the panel was sometimes it's hard to speak up for myself and say what's on my mind. So whenever there's a panel, I do my best to overcome that obstacle, which sometimes can be challenging for me. Knowing that the people there are there to support me and are there to hear what I have to say, which I think is really, really neat.
You said the NAC felt like home the moment you walked in. What has this community meant to your growth as both as an artist and on a personal level?
Yeah.
NAC has definitely helped me to really see myself more as an artist. I feel more free to create as an artist as I did before I came to NAC. In a way, all the artists at NAC have their own very unique style of doing things, which is very inspirational and really wonderful to see. Upstairs on the main level, NAC shows the art that artists here have done. There was one this morning that really got my eye. It was a picture, it was a painted picture of a butterfly just hanging out under a leaf upside down. And it made me think about how far I came as an artist. The wings were very colorful, all rainbow. It was really bright and cheerful. Reminded me that I do not have to limit myself. There's more to me than meets the eye. I noticed that one today, and it made me really happy. Everybody, the instant you are in, they are so welcoming. They are so open-minded. And they are so encouraging and empowering each and everybody here. It's incredible. And I feel quite honored and inspired by the artists here. And also the people who work here as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys built a family, and I feel like that's such an important environment to work through, to build your confidence and to grow as a person and as an artist. That was multidisciplinary artist and musician Rachel Harding from the National Access Arts Center sharing the story behind her debut single, Sunrise Willow, and it will be available near the end of June on Bandcamp. You can learn more about Rachel's work and explore other artists in the NAC community at accessarts.ca. Right now, thanks to a matching initiative, every donation made to support their inclusive programming goes twice as far. So it's a perfect time to give if you're feeling inspired. Yeah. Before we wrap up, we'd love to have you jam with us a bit. What will you be playing as we close out the show, Rachel?
So this is a improvised melody. Sometimes I like making things up on the spot in the moment, and I really hope you all enjoy.
Rachel Harding joining us on our Artist Corner, our first one in a very long time. Wonderful to have it back, ladies and gentlemen. And that wraps our show. Stick around for Parasport Nation. You can also find us on your favorite YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, or your favorite podcatcher. On our next show, we all have to adapt to change sometimes, whether it be a new job, moving house, or a new baby. What if the change is in your level of sight? Psychotherapist Fern Lulham has supported clients and herself through the journey of sight loss, and we talk about it on the next show. The weekend here, folks, waving at you, ladies and gentlemen, as we swing open the gateway to the weekend. Now, get out of here, will ya?
Thanks for tuning in to Kelly and Company. Follow us on all social media, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more.